it's time to get it lit. We got it hot like fever. Sick with the talk, the pass of your receiver. All about running the spot. And you know we got breath control, so no need to take a breather. Cardio kingpin. Subjugate the dub play. And you know we can't wait to bring spins. A-star quizzes, A+ the final. Vocals we align, we'll move it all simultaneously over joints you rock. We earn 30 years so you can say we got 3 turns. Live off the board, unlike you and your chess men. We install doubt in you and your yes men. And if the game has veins, we'll insert upheaval the ground. Cause the adrenaline we blend with the sound is our thing, relieving the kings of all crowns. So are you ready? Are you set? Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Keep it steady, to the letter, right? Turn it up, y'all, keep the flow. But can you rock it like rocket fuel? What you talking about? Space out your mind. But can you rock it like rockets, fool? That's a close encounter of what kind? Ready, set, stay back. Then jump to the rhythm as hard as you can go. Turn it up, y'all, keep the flow.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is the 2020 NFL Pro.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, it's the 47th meeting of the AFC and the NFC as they battle in the 2020 NFL Pro Bowl game. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
The AFC takes over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here's a carry for James Conner of the Steelers. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now a draw play. This is Conner.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox. Another try after the first down sack. Mahomes. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. This is Gordon on the dump off. Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and the NFC is going to get the football back in excellent field position. Now a play fake. Breeze. Going to flare this one out to Gurley in the flat.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And they'll get this down to the 10. That puts them in excellent position, first and goal after a gain of 19. Now Breeze on the bootleg. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
To throw once more on second and 10. Breeze. Von Miller doing what he does best with a sack.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. Had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
Breeze now on third and goal. He completes it to Jones. And he will score. Touchdown, NFC. from 19 yards away as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. So the NFC with our first touchdown of the game, and of course we'll probably see some offense in this one. I don't know though that we'll see what we saw in 2013 when the NFC posted 62 points.
You talk about pyrotechnics. That was crazy even for a Pro Bowl. 62 points. I think you wore out your voice in that one talking about all the touchdowns that were scored.
I would love to see 63 or more, though, I got to tell you. All about offense in this thing.
Pro Bowl offense. Let's go.
The AFC offense making their way back out. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Mahomes in the AFC now with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They start with a give to counter, and he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with the Rams' Todd Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's a carry for Saquon Barkley and the Giants. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Now Breeze. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
Well, no surprise there. Extremely reliable during the regular season. Bailed his team out time and again. Knocks another one through, this time in the Pro Bowl.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Patrick Mahomes in the AFC ready to go on offense. He'll look to shake off the interception on the opening drive. He should at least be comforted that it resulted in 3, not 6.
And if I were him, I would be the guy all the way out on the field greeting my defense now, saying, thanks a lot. You held them to a field goal after I turned it over. That's a big defensive stand for them. He needs to go out now and make up for what he did on the first drive.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Aaron Donald with a sack. Mahomes now to throw.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And it looks like the NFC is going to have it, and they do.
All the practice, all the training, all the meetings. In this situation, I know exactly what quarterbacks are taught. Take care of the football. That's job one, paramount. Because you cough it up here, you might be giving up 6 points real easy.
Tip of the cap to the defense, though, forcing the fumble.
Ready. Yellow lady, yellow lady.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. Caught by the tight end Ertz. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Breeze now to throw. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6.
Ready. 95, 56.
On first and goal, Gurley. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now second and goal. Second and goal from the 1. Breeze now. And that's going to be caught. Touchdown NFC. Drew Brees, his second touchdown pass here in the opening quarter of this game. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Rosas good with the extra point, and that makes our score 17-0. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's finished off by an NFC touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
Let's go, baby.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive, almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like you had green on.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. Now the AFC going to signal for another timeout.
Yeah. One up and up, it's magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror now, I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laughing. Now I hit the scene, they like lights, camera, action. Living in a dream, now my music, they be blasting. Step out, I'm a star, always in the latest fashion. Had to set the bar, try to catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life. When up and up is magic. With the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got, we gon' let you have it. Stuck in my ways, think I need to change my habits. What would you do if you were me and didn't have it? Look in the mirror, now I'm feeling like a savage. Tell my son I love him, for him I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart when he was fighting that case. Took so many yells, I'm not going back to those days. I'ma treat you how you treat me, do you like how it tastes? Shawty, use up, can't treat you like my ace. I got way too many.
Hey, everybody, it's the coach. This is Thursday Night Football.
Thank you, Coach. We are in the Pacific Northwest as we get set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. Tonight, on this fine Thursday night, we've got a good one in store between the Baltimore Ravens and the Seattle Seahawks. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Ravens offense coming onto the field. There's quarterback Lamar Jackson. And you don't want to hand out awards until the season's officially over. But
MVP.
Yeah, I think the engraver's workbench is prepped and ready to go to put his name on there. NFL record for rushing yards in a season by a quarterback, passing Michael Vick in Week 15 against the Jets. If you're looking to the playoffs, what do teams need to do to slow down Lamar Jackson?
Well, what they're going to try to do is take away all of the running game. And that means you've got to take away Mark Ingram as well, his tailback, because if he gets things established running inside, that's when Lamar Jackson's really dangerous, faking it to him and getting to the edges. But you're going to put extra people with eyes on him to try and take away the run. So for the playoffs, Lamar Jackson, just be prepared to hit those layups downfield because there will be open receivers.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
I don't think there's any doubt that if it's me, I'd be really cautious about continuing to call this play because you got to know.
That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 46 yards.
Things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they... And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Defensively, they told us that the top priority was defending option plays this week. But here on the very first drive, the defense broke down a bit.
It certainly did, and it's really not a surprise because defending option football is difficult. You have to think too much. Most of the time, you just react to what you see and you play fast. Here you're reacting, you're processing. Do I have the back? Do I have the quarterback? Who do I take? Do I take on a blocker? And next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. See Russell Wilson bringing out the Seattle Seahawks here. Russell Wilson, you know, it's probably Lamar Jackson's MVP trophy, but he's still down there on the ballot with consideration, quietly having one of his finest seasons ever. He should wind up coming close to his career high in touchdown passes, which was 35 from a year ago. Interceptions, Charles, still amazingly low. He'll likely finish single digits for the second straight season.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, isn't it? Because during this holiday season, you know what he's like? He's like your go-to Christmas gift that you know you're going to love, and you absolutely have to have it. But at the same time, there's always that shiny new thing that comes along, right? Every year there's a new thing that hits. Lamar Jackson does that and takes the award away likely because I do think that ultimately Lamar Jackson wins it. But when you look at it, you're wondering, how does Russell Wilson not win it? And we talk about that year in and year out with his dependability. Came out in a power set, but that only served to put more men in the box. And guess what? If you're going to do that, you've got to win up front, right? Your offensive guys have got to beat the defenders. They lost all leverage on that play.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now, 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the 3rd down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
As the Ravens come back out here on offense, we talked about Lamar Jackson earlier, Charles, but These Ravens, they rolled through the middle part of the season. Couple losses in September, but undefeated in October, November, and rolled that into December. They've answered every big question thus far. The wins over Seattle, New England, Houston, the Rams, the Niners, and Bills as well. Are they the favorites to hoist the Lombardi Trophy in Miami on February 2nd?
I believe they are because they are a complete team. As much as Lamar Jackson powers everything on offense, he has Marquise Hollywood Brown out wide. He can throw the ball deep, too. Dependable tight ends led by Mark Andrews. Really good offensive line. Mark Ingram can run it. The defense comes at you from every imaginable angle. And if you're trying to prepare on offense for them, it is hard to do, and your quarterback gets hit a lot. And they have the best kicker in the league in Justin Tucker. That's a big formula for success when come playoff time. Well, they have had success when he keeps the ball in the option, but not there. I mean, you just saw exactly why many old NFL coaches would say, don't use your quarterback in the running game.
And now running right through it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him, because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you.
Have to at least be... Got a man, it's caught at the 6-yard line. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Willie Snead, 42 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
Okay, they went for the fake off of the extra point attempt. It's a long way to go, and they didn't get there. Didn't get it completed successfully. Did someone dare them to do that? Did someone double dog dare them to do that?
Maybe they saw something on film, but do you see something on film when it goes to try something from the 15 on a PAT? I don't know.
The only thing they needed to see on film there was a snap, a hold, and someone kicking the ball through the post.
Seahawks back out of the field here, getting set for their next drive. You know, this is a team that, great record this year, double digits and wins again, but they have played a lot of close games in 2019, haven't they?
They think it's character building, and they think it's going to serve them well come the cauldron of the playoffs. That when you play those intense games, those close games, they've been there before. Look at them. They beat the Steelers by 2. They beat the Bengals by 1 on opening day. How about the game against the Browns? Just by 4 against them on the road. A field goal better than the Niners in overtime. So they've been there.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Boom! That's how we do it, baby.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson, he's got a man wide open, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Well, the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. That'll pick up the 1st down for Seattle on a gain of 18.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Now Wilson. He's going to get this out to Marshawn Lynch. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a gain of 12 for the Seahawks. On 1st first and 10. It's Wilson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. So they're down in the red zone. They opt to utilize his legs instead of the arm. It works out pretty well.
I like what they were thinking there because in most situations now, defense is accounting for all the other runners on the field and, of course, for pass plays. But the quarterback position, oftentimes it is unaccounted for. Offense coordinator felt it, dialed it right up.
Inside the red zone, is this something teams should maybe, depending on the quarterback, do more often?
Definitely. If you've got a quarterback who can actually move it with his legs, that's an extra option and an extra weapon for you. I think they should utilize it more often.
And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 27. Here's Jackson to throw. He uncorks it for Snead, and he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Quandre Diggs there defensively.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got one touchdown already in this first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
He finds an opening past the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks' 35-yard line.
And that was a nice, strong run by the guy they call the field general.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a first and 10 all the way down at the 35. To throw is Jackson. Dancing to his left. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
And they can't corral him. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Pretty nice coverage there, but a missed opportunity for an interception. Let's face it, a lot of these defenders, they've got it all. Speed, athleticism, hands, a little bit questionable.
And this may be a carbon copy as he'll again be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. He may try and run for this, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson doing it again with his third touchdown here in the opening quarter as the Ravens push further out in front. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion. Well, Charles, he's already proven that he's not afraid to tuck that football down on the option, and he's into the end zone for the second time in the game.
And that's exactly what you need from your quarterback, the ability to run the ball fearlessly. And, in fact, many quarterbacks will tell you running the football doesn't scare them. Standing in the pocket and taking blindside hits, that's what terrifies them.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start the drive with Lynch. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. It's caught. Lockett. That one good for 14 in the Seahawk first.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside, as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. On second down now, it's Lynch.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Line 36. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby.
They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Lynch, here's another 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Touchdown, Seattle. Luke Wilson there to make the grab as his guys are back within a single score. A post to the tight end for 6. Gosh, those guys are so tough to cover, aren't they? Just in general, tight ends running those patterns near the goal line.
Because you have to decide how you want to treat them. Are they a wide receiver? Are they a big extra blocker on the field? Or are they a hybrid and caught in between? So are you going to use a linebacker? Are you going to use a safety? Are you going to even move a corner in if you're going to play nickel or dime defense? They usually win those matchups because they have an answer for all 3 of those positions.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Oh, look at the juke. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They go play action here on first down. Steps away to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
On that play, as you saw the route start to develop downfield, I got the sense that maybe...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson on his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion.
I got one.
And he is is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. He had the option, decided to keep it. I don't know that it would have mattered either way, though. Defended pretty well.
It really was, wasn't it? Because option plays are really standard two-point calls, and you have to prep against them, and they did their prep well on that one.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. Been a decent start for him here in this first half, but bottom line, his team's losing. They got to fix something.
And it starts with him. He has to keep that little quarterback strut going right now to make sure that his team sees him as confident. Continue to try and up his game, but just let him know, hey, if I'm around, if I'm the one calling signals and throwing the football, just follow me, we'll get there. Sometimes that will do more to elevate a team than anything else.
See if he has that confidence. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got him in, complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. And that one results in 35 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
First down, the run with Lynch. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Toss play to Lynch. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What, is it 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And he is going to be stopped at the 12, short of the first down. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So they put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points. It will give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 18. Being chased out left. The quick feet by Jackson. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
Partner, it's often that man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with them, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taken off with it. What a big-time pickup on that play.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we put Baltimore #1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong dictates that we say New England next, and rightly so because of the number of Lombardi trophies they've won, how they've...
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. A gain of 32 that time.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover one. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there, and he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Looking to throw on second down. Jackson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage, or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Buying time to his left. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a fourth down.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
They'll roll him out right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Bobby Wagner. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. The D brought the house. They called the blitz, and they get to the quarterback, overwhelming the O-line.
And I would love to know, and we'll find out later on, was that called before the play, or did they audible into it? Because defenses change plays as well as offenses. Sometimes they get the set they want. They go right to the blitz, and in this case, they nailed it. Got right to the quarterback. No chance on that fourth down.
Marshawn Lynch heading back out into the huddle. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
A gain of a yard brings up second and 9.
Second and 9 now from the 21. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder coming up here at halftime. We'll ship you off to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman will have first-half highlights and analysis from a back-and-forth first half that we've seen. Only 2 there on the dump-off. It's third down. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. From the gun on third down, Wilson. And he's got his target. That's more. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up fourth.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they're doing.
4 on the return. The Seahawks take over first and 10. Michael Dixon to punt for the Seahawks.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. Now a late flag comes in as they got him down via the face mask, and that'll give him even better starting position. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard, inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it second and 6. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Jackson. Open man is the tight end, Nick Boyle. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jackson now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack. After the sack on 1st down, Jackson now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. On the draw, this is Ingram. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. We now proceed to the start of the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. I would say they went 3 and out last time, but actually they didn't even get to 3 and out. Still a strange decision to us here in the booth.
Yeah, let's hope they don't go 1 and out, but maybe, possibly, let's try and think with them here. Try and play field position maybe, turn the ball over, put it in the hands of their defense. Who knows?
You're a nice man. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Now it's Wilson. Quick slant, caught by Moore. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Wilson now, pretty amazing. 14 of 16 throwing the ball. It's 1st and 10. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Throwing on 1st down, it's Jackson. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Nick Boyle there to make the grab as the Ravens push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Delay of game, offense.
That's going to set him back 5 yards.
Yeah, baby. Yeah!
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the 2-point conversion. Jackson out to his left. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Lynch. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Switch it. Come on, switch it.
They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. He can run for it, and he will. The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the 1st down.
You and I both know most coaches are really fearful about their quarterbacks running with the ball. They don't want him to take that big hit. I don't think they worry about that with Russell Wilson. He's so smart in what he does, and we just saw it there on that scramble.
Wilson now 15 out of 17 through the air, only 2 incompletions. It's 1st down. They'll run with Marshawn Lynch. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Well, with that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well in Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as a team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday. Their ability to rush the passer, their ability to play the ball in the air. I like that Tennessee team, and I think Ryan Tannehill, the switch to him at quarterback, has really energized that club.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a 1st. On 1st down, Wilson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. He finds Lynch. It's complete. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown reception as they are able to cut into that lead. See, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. Pete Carroll in that familiar hands-on knees pose. His guys will go for 2 here. Here's Wilson. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7.
Well, they tried to get 2 and ended up getting none because the quarterback had nowhere to go with the ball and ends up getting sacked.
Nowhere to go at all. Great job, though, defensively. They were ready. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards to pick up there, good for a Raven first. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a pickup of 11 and a Baltimore first down. Well, let's get back to the playoff picture. We talked about the AFC. Let's look at the NFC. That race starting to come into focus. We know most of the teams, Seahawks, 49ers, Saints, and Packers all in. Vikings in good shape. How do you handicap this race? It seems like anyone can beat anyone.
I think you're spot on because if you were going into the playoffs with these teams that we're going to talk about, who would you make the absolute favorite? It could be anyone, right? It could be Seattle. It could be San Francisco. It could be New Orleans. I know Minnesota's probably going to come in as a wild card. Green Bay will come in as a division champ, it looks like. But bottom line is Dallas or Philadelphia's got to win the NFC East. And
he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson doing it himself from 9 yards out as the Ravens push further out in front. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just 1 shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
touchdown. Here's Myers to boot it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And, Charles, you'd have to think this is where you want to start taking some time off the clock.
Oh, definitely, because you got the lead, right? You take a good look up there and you say, okay, what do we need to do here? Well,
and now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 75 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Delay of game, offense.
This certainly feels like they were wanting to go for 2, but weren't really sure they should go for 2. Do we, don't we, do we, don't we? And guess what ends up happening?
5-yard penalty.
That's right. Now you probably line up and kick the extra point.
Escaping the pressure right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Seattle, Washington, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Ravens get to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with a tackle, and he's got an alley. Still going. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. It's a gain of 34.
First play of the drive, excellent run. Just sets up wash, rinse, repeat. Another first down.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And all the way down to the 5. 36 yards on the play.
And that's another big-time run. And it sure looks like the leverage game is being won by the offensive line. They're the low man on just about every snap, and they're winning, pushing back the defensive front and creating great space for their runners.
They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. And again, it's Ingram. Breaks free, and he will force his way into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Ingram taking it in as the Ravens push further out in front.
We got a little bit of everything on that run. Offensive line creating some space, but how about the guy running behind his pads into the end zone?
What does that mean when a guy says running behind his pad?
Means that he's going to be a physical runner. That way he's able to use his shoulder pads, his forearms, anything to ward off people, but power his way forward.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
I feel like we're going to see more and more of this continue to flow into the NFL game, and that is the quarterback run game. Not successful here going for 2, but it's not something that people shy away from totally anymore either.
In particular, do you think more so around the goal line?
I think so. Anytime it's short yardage, anytime you can go ahead and keep the ball in the hands of the quarterback who's athletic, you go ahead and do that rather than risk a handoff or a pitch.
They just couldn't get it done there, though. 2-point try fails. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Jackson. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, Jackson sliding out of the pocket. Letting one, and that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Seth Roberts, 62 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive, and it seemed like they had maybe given up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again, and you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline. Well, partner, since this new 2-point rule came into play, offenses spend a lot more time working on it. That means the defenses are doing the exact same thing.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up. Past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. This defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Got to figure the rush is going to be fierce again as they come up 2nd and 13. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw towards the end zone for Brown. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, 3rd down.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield, but when push came to shove, they stood their ground, and now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long. He's going to let this go for the end zone. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
I'm not quite sure how he wasn't able to hold on to that one in the end zone. A great opportunity lost, but a lot of relief for the defensive guys. When they get into film next week, they're going to want to know what happened. Where was the breakdown that almost allowed a touchdown?
Now the Seahawks forced to use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. Jackson now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. They run. It's Mark Ingram. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Ezekiel Ansah able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Jackson, it's complete to Snead. And they're going to drop him well shy of the 1st as he can only make it to the 11th. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
I came to win.
Oh, they asking my name, huh?
You ready?
S-T-R-O, I ain't come to play with you. Life challenging, but I wouldn't trade with you. It's early, I'm up. I can't spend the day with you. I'm minding my business. I ain't getting paid with you. My color bright. I ain't finna fade with you. Man, I gotta come clean like I made with you. I've been on my everybody drop when I drop. Look at shorty, she support, bruh. Lifting up, never not on my grind. New York City time, another brother better, you will never find. I've been in my bag like groceries. Competition shouldn't take shots, take notes, please. Reporting live from the winning side. Ready to try, keep a different vibe. Is you down the ride, never tired. You will never know, you ain't never tried. Work it out, hit the gym, hit the field, hit the win. Hey yo, I need that. Big chips, man, I need that. Hustle hard, on the job, you can see that. On my head is real good, we don't need your feedback. They clear the way with my crew coming through. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. What I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Now what I do? Lace up the shoes, chase W's. Million beats, leave it in the street, case on the news.
What I do? Lace up my shoes, chase W's. Great colored coops. Oh no, I can't be number 2. MVP the league most valuable. They sweet as apple juice. Talking trophies, I didn't grab the few. Can't match this attitude. I wear my heart on my sleeve, please. I move like the wind, can't catch this breeze, freeze. Stop you in your tracks, there's not no preseason. We seeking W's like Tupac used to throw up. Forget it, might as well forfeit. Your team shouldn't even show up. What you wanna be when you grow up? They used to ask me. Naturally, I chose an athlete. Competition never matched me. We ain't go together like camouflage.